Good morning, student. As we know, the topic which is going on, that is the animal tissue, and in this class I'll explain about the connective tissue. So what is the connective tissue? It is most abundant tissue. It forms the 30% of total body part. As you can see that I am sharing this content, which is that your book content. So by this you can understand that it forms the 30% of total body part, and it is most abundant tissue, means we can say it is widely distributed in the body. It found everywhere in our body, right? This tissue connects one group of tissues to another in our body. What that tissue does? That tissue bind the other tissues, other organs, other body parts in our body. It also provide the support as well. It is also provide the protection as well, right? So if we talk about that, and the things, it is also known as the joining tissue because it join together something. Here that you can see that it join various organs of the body as well, right? And depending upon the structure and function, they are categorized into three main category. They are categorized into three main category: connective tissue proper, skeletal tissue, and the fluid or vascular tissue, right? So first, the connective tissue, it has the two main things. The one is the cells, and the other one is the matrix. Right? What is the matrix? That you know very well, because in the previous class I have told about the matrix, intracellular spaces, and the other basic term regarding the tissues and these topics as well. So here you can see the connective tissue. It is the classification of connective tissue is given. Mainly it is divided into the three main types: the connective tissue proper, then the skeletal tissue, and the vascular tissue, which is also known as the fluid vascular tissue. So the connective tissue, again, this is categorized into the four category. The one is the areolar tissue. Tissue. Second is the adipose tissue. Third is tendon, and fourth is the ligament, right? So first we will discuss about the connective tissue proper. What is the connective tissue proper? First of all, it is the part of, student, one thing, if you forgot about the matrix, so I'll again repeat that what is the matrix of a tissue. It is like, just take an example. All of you have seen the watermelon, right? Watermelon, it is green in color, outer layer. Inside the watermelon, we have seen there are the red color substance is present, right? And in that red portion, the seeds are there, and these seeds are fixed, right? So this type of, here you can see. So these seeds, we can suppose that these are these cells, and these red portion, we can suppose it is the matrix. So matrix, it is just we can say a substance in which the cells are present and they are fixed, because the matrix of the connective tissue is jelly like substance. So in that the cells are fixed. So now we will discuss about the connective tissue proper. One more thing I would like to tell about the connective tissue, they are the highly vascular. What is the mean of vascular? Means they are rich in blood capillaries, right? See students, areolar connective tissue, what is the mean of? What is the mean of areolar tissue? Areole means the small spaces. What does it mean? Areole means the small spaces, and yes, means it fills up the space between the various organs, right? जितने भी ऑर्गन्स होते हैं उनके बीच में जितना भी स्पेस है या टिश्यूज़ हैं, जितना भी पार्ट्स है, जो भी स्पेसेस जो उनके बीच में होता है, दैट इज़ फिल्ड बाय द एरियोलर टिश्यू. So here we can see the location. It forms a continuous layer under the skin and fill up the spaces between the various organs and act as a packing material around the organ. Again it has the matrix, that is again it is the jelly like matrix, which is called the gelatin. And in this tissue there are the presence of two type of fibers. The one is the yellow fibers and the other one is the white fibers. The yellow fibers and the white fibers. I'm trying to write something that I'm not getting the proper function actually. Yeah, I'm not getting it out. It's okay. Okay, doesn't matter. So yellow and white fibers, actually the yellow fibers, they are branched. They are also known as the elastin fibers. They thin, they are slender and they are arranged singly. Means they are arranged singly, the branches are there. Whereas the white fibers, they are the unbranched. They are wavy like structure. Wavy like structure like this, right? And these the white fibers, they are parallel to each other. They are parallel to each other. So here you can see they are unbranched, they are parallel to each other and they are wavy structure, and they are present in the bundles and they are known as the collagen fibers. So both type of fibers are present in the areolar connective tissue. So by this diagram you can understand. Yes, I'm just trying to draw a diagram. So by this maybe you can understand. Suppose that it is the areolar connective tissue, right? So here you can see it is white fibers and It is white fibers which is known as the collagen, and it is yellow fibers that I'm drawing with a red, but actually it is. So here you can see these are branches, इसमें से एक के बाद एक arise हो रही हैं, right? And ये singly arranged है, bundle में arranged नहीं है. So it is known as the elastin fibers. They are thin, slender, and they are arranged singly. So both type of fibers are present in the areolar connective tissue. If we talk about the cells of connective tissue, so the different type of cells are also present, like the macrophages, fat cell, as well as the different type of cells, the fibroblast cells. Now the fibroblast cells क्या होती हैं ये? What these are? Actually these are the cells which secrete the both type of fibers, right? So hope you understand. Then the function of the areolar connective tissue, simply it just provide the mechanical support and movements to various tissue, right? Then next we comes that is the adipose tissue. Adipose connective tissue, it is specialized to store fat. Means here you can see they are specialized to store fat. Fat is stored inside these cells called the adipocytes. Actually the adipose connective tissue, it is commonly known as the fatty or fat tissue. And again I'll just tell you about the main type of cells which are present in the adipose connective tissue. These are the number one is the adipocytes, which is the storing the fat storing cells, and the second is the fibroblast. The fibroblasts, they are present in very few numbers. Actually they are the few numbers of fibroblast cells are present in the adipose tissues. And again you know what are the fibroblast cells that I just shared to you. So now I just talk about the cells of the adipose tissue. So they are large, they are they are large, spherical in shape, right? And they have the central space which occupied by the fat. What does it mean? See, I'm again just draw a diagram, so by that you can understand. Suppose that it is the cell, right? So what substances are present inside the cells? The nucleus is here, right? The cytoplasm is there, mitochondria, and the different kind of cells are. So the cytoplasm and the other cell organelle are present. So it is the just generalized structure of cell as we know, right? What is special in the adipose tissue cells? The adipose tissue cells, they have a large space like this. The nucleus of these cells, they are just shifted peripherally towards this, as well as the cytoplasm as well as the other cell organelle, they all are shifted themselves, or we can say the other organelle, everything gets shifted to this peripheral part. And this this space is known as the fat droplet or flat globule, right? This space is known as the fat droplet or fat globule. Clear? So inside this space, the fat is stored, right? Again, the adipose tissue, they are the two types. I can say the yellow fat and the brown fat. They are categorized actually. So then the location you can see the adipose tissue. It is found beneath the skin and between the internal organs. Then the functions you can just read out by your book. The next tissue that comes, it is the tendons. It is a small cord-like, actually the tendons and the ligament, they both are the example of fibrous connective tissue, right? The tendons, they contain the white fibers tissue and the white fibers. The tendons that contain the white fibers and the white fibers, it is known as the collagen, that you know, right? And the tendons, they have the great strength they have the great strength but the limited flexibility. The most important thing about the tendons, it join muscles to bone. Suppose that there are the muscles, everywhere the muscles are present. How they are connect to our bones? How? With the help of tendons, right? The tendon is the things which connecting the muscles and bones together. So hence it provide the flexibility to movement as well. Here also I would like to draw a diagram by which you can understand. Suppose that it is the bone. Okay, it is the bone and this is the muscles. It is muscles. So how they join together? With the help of tendons. So that part which is joining the bone and the muscles known as the tendons. Clear? Then next we comes to the ligament. It is again cord-like dense fibrous connective tissue and it has the strength, I can say that the limited strength and the high flexibility. Sorry, मैं थोड़ा गलत बोल गई. Yes, it has great strength but limited flexibility. The ligament that contains the yellow fibers connective tissue and it bind bone to bone, right? It connect the bone to the another bone and it also allow the bending like this and the rotation movement over a joint. So like this is the bone you can see and it is also a, so these both bones are joining together, they are connecting over a joint. So how it is formed? It is formed by the ligament. The ligament is the substance which is connecting this bone to the that bone, right? And it also allow the bending as well, the rotation as well, right? So here the differences between the ligaments and the tendons that you can study by your book. Then the third is comes, that is the skeletal tissue. Skeletal, it is the hard connective tissue which forms the supporting framework of the body. They forms the endoskeleton. The skeleton, it is of two type, the endo and the exo, right? That you will study in the higher classes. In the vertebrates, what is the meaning of vertebrates? The animal with the backbone. So the skeletal tissue, it is again two types, the cartilage and the bone. So first we will discuss about the cartilage. Cartilage, here you can see the specialized connective tissue which is compact uh, but is still flexible. It consists of a ground substance called matrix which contain cartilaginous cells and fluid filled spaces called the lacuna. Matrix, the matrix of the cartilage, it is rubber like. It is rubbery, we can say rubber like structure in which the cartilaginous cells are present. So the cartilaginous cells are the chondrocytes and the chondroblast. These are the chondrocytes and these are the chondrocytes and the chondroblast. There are also present, but these are the main actually. So that's why I'm just telling you. It is compact, but it is also flexible. And it is also again categorized into subcategory as well, like the hyaline cartilage, the fibrocartilage, elastin cartilage. So that also you will study in your higher classes. The location of the cartilages, the different type. It's, but it is soft. The it is the tip of nose you can see. So what it is, the cartilages you can see. The pinna, we can see, we can bend it, right? It can bend it, so there is presence of cartilage. So it is these something, the examples of the cartilages are there. And the functions again you will study. Then we comes to the bones. Okay. Bones are actually, it is the hardest connective tissue that forms the skeleton of the vertebrates. It is made up of matrix and the cells, and the matrix is filled with the various inorganic salt like calcium, phosphate. Okay, something I'm just telling to you about the bones. Bones, these are these are known as the hardest connective tissue. Why these are called the hardest connective tissue? Because it has the special type of material, or we can say the element that is known as the hydroxyapatite. It is the hydroxy appetite, right? So because of the presence of this hydroxyapatite, the bones, they are very hard, right? And again the bones are of two types, the spongy, sorry, the spongy and the compact. So it is again not given in your syllabus, that's why I just explain whatever given in your syllabus. Bones have number of cells like the osteoblast, osteocytes. These are the main cells of bones. If we talk about the matrix of bones, so again it has the two main things. The one is the protein, which is the which is the organic part of the matrix, and it is called the osine, right? And the second thing is the inorganic salt, which is the yes, inorganic salt, which is the calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate, magnesium phosphate, and the calcium fluoride. This is all about, and this is called the inorganic salt, right? The bone cells are present in a minute space called the lacunae. The long bones are usually hollow, containing a cavity called the marrow cavity. It is full of bone marrow, which is richly supplied with the blood vessels. The red blood cells as well as the white blood cells are formed in the bone marrow. थोड़ा सा I would like to just explain what is the bone marrow. Yes, suppose that it is a long bone. It is a long bone. So here that is the part, it is the zone of growth. It is the zone of growth. So this portion is known as diaphysis. Diaphysis. D I A. It is the D I A P H Y S E S, and this portion is known as the epiphysis. Sorry. Yes. This is the zone of growth. This portion is known as the diaphysis, and this is known as the epiphysis, right? So in the diaphysis, here is the hollow cavity like structure is known as the yellow bone marrow. It is the yellow bone marrow. And in the epiphysis, the cavity is present, which is known as the red bone marrow. Clear? And again the function are there, so that you can study by your book as well. And then the differences between the bones and cartilage. If uh, any particular paragraph or line or word, anything, if you are not understanding, you can just call me up, or you can WhatsApp me as well. Then the vascular tissue. So here the paragraph is there. It is the fluid tissue that keeps on moving in the body. Keeps on moving means which is always move. It always in the transportation of the various materials such as gases, food, excretory products, hormones, etc. It has ground substance called the plasma. In place of matrix, which is a straw colored fluid, it is two type. See the fluid connective tissue or the vascular tissue. It is categorized into two categories. The one is the blood and the other one is the lymph. If we talk about the vascular tissue, so it is liquid. It is only tissue which is the liquid, right? And it always keeps on moving in the body, and it helps in the transportation of the various materials, right? So these are the two types, the blood and the lymph. If we talk about the blood, so it is in the red color, sticky, alkaline, saltish in taste, and it is heavier than water, right? And it is again made up of two parts, the plasma and the cells. Three types of cells, the red blood RBCs, WBCs, and the blood platelets. Say student, the circulatory chapter which is given in the 8th class, in that chapter you will study in the detail about the blood and the lymphatic system. Here is only the basic introduction, right? So if I start the blood, that is a very lengthy topic, but I'm not gonna to explain, because there's only the I can say it is only the introduction about it. Then function you can study by here. The major function of the blood is transport the substances from one part to another, and it maintains the temperature of the body as well, right? The platelets promote. Then the three four points are there that you can study, and if any point is not clear to you, then you can WhatsApp me or comment me, or you can ask to me anytime. Then the lymph is there. Lymph, actually it is the filtered plasma, right? It is yellow in color, or we can say the it is filtered blood, not filtered plasma. It is like filtered blood. Lymph, it is the blood plasma without RBCs and the proteins. It also act as the middleman between the between the uh, tissues and the cells as well as the organs as well, right? And it also it also having an important role to protecting the body against the infection as well. So again the function is there. I'll again tell you that functions that you need to do the study by a book. And here are the diagrams of the different kind of tissue. You can see these are the small diagrams, like the adipose tissue. I have told the flat droplets are present, right? So here you can see. Then the loose connective tissue, areolar. See, I just told about the collagen and the other fibers, right? So here you can see that is the collagen. It is the wavy like structure, and in that the blood you can see the white blood cells. The nucleus, you can see it is the bilobed and the trilobed, and the red blood cells, then the plasma, then it is the bones, central canal, matrix, and the cartilages, right? So these are the small diagrams of the tissue that you can study. Thank you. Have a nice day.